came across a book by Dostoyevsky called White Nights. I must warn, I'm not big into fiction, but I decided to go ahead on a little bit of a tangent and try something different. To keep it very short, the book follows this nameless man who is suffering heavily from loneliness, and eventually he happens to meet up with this girl who's crying. Unfortunately for him, this girl is in love with someone else who has promised they would return after a year of work in a different location, her hand in marriage. But a year had passed and he hadn't showed up, and so she's crying and sad, and they kind of connect. It builds up across the days, and eventually they reach a certain climax where she says, if he doesn't come, I'll introduce you to my mom and all this, and we'll get married. And then he shows up, and the girl leaves the protagonist but a letter saying that she's gonna marry this other dude. It's a hefty one, I'm not gonna lie. I read it and I was fuming. I was mad, I was angry. But he sort of leaves you a little bit bittersweet, because he sort of, well, you know, he didn't get the girl. The reason why he didn't get her seemed just arbitrary, but at least he got to know a little bit of love. That was kind of beautiful. I've read a few Dostoyevsky books now, The Underground and The Double, and now White Nights. Whenever you read one of his books, it just hurts a lot. Every time is you're just reliving painful memories, you're cringing at like embarrassing situations, but usually you come away from the entire experience feeling refreshed in a weird way. You feel like you have overcome an obstacle in life. And so I will say, because I am of the persuasion of self-development-esque type of communities. From the perspective of like a self-help bro, I suppose, to go through this psychological journey by revisiting through the characters your own problems, your own situations, your own bad memories. And particularly when it comes to love, and when you're not the one who was chosen, something I think is rather universal. Through this, you sort of get a bit over it. You sort of grow a little bit stronger. That's at least how I felt about it. So I thought the book, definitely worth it.